Hello everyone and welcome back to Blaster Master 03. We've escaped the military facility and out into Planet Sophia proper, which has nothing going on besides mutant attacks. Yay!
Mutant attacks and, like, unending construction. It's almost like a real-life city.
They gotta fix the mutant attacks, obviously.
Yeah, you know, just your average day on the Green Line in Boston.
Like,
Construction, mutant attacks.
okay, so all we get is the frickin' frog, and you're telling me that Eve is not going to rejoin us for quite a while, right?
What's actually happening is right now there are two signals that look like Eve's that we have to go investigate.
Oh. Please tell me we get her at least, like, significantly before the end of the game. No.
Oh, no. Yeah, she's become a Princess Peach. Sorry, Lewis.
Quite the opposite, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, she's become a Bowser. Damn it. Okay.
So, like, it's the reverse of that stupid crown.
Well,
It's not the super crown, no.
Okay.
So what would Eve gets the Bowser crown and Jason gets the super crown?
You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't put that past Inti Creates at this point.
Alright, so, okay.
Sexy Jason, let's go.
So just as I was actually beginning to like this character, she goes and disappears from the story.
Well, no, John, now the problem with the super crown is it's a power-up, so he has to take damage for it to alleviate, which means he can't jump from any height to lose it. He has to go into a dungeon to lose it.
That's what the jetpack's for.
Yeah, but no, the jetpack won't let him take damage, though.
Oh shit, you're right. The suit's like, no, you're staying like this now, Jason.
Are you sure we need this in order to save Eve? Yes.
Fred just nods his head like, ribbit.
Yes, absolutely.
No, the person we're going to meet up with would definitely be saying yes to that. Just to
Oh,
fuck with
don't
them.
tell me frickin' Edgy Shadow the Hedgehog is going to be our AI partner for this game.
Well, Leibniz is not an AI, so you don't have to worry about that.
God damn it.
I don't know.
Shout out to the worst enemy in this game, that stupid enemy that wraps itself around your tires.
Yeah, that's more or less the reason why we're going to be getting an upgrade here with a laser power-up, a homing laser, and that's like one of the main reasons I keep that on almost at all times.
Yeah, the other way to deal with it is to actually jump from a high enough distance that the
And
impact...
stomp, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's faster to just use the homing laser.
It really is.
Especially in various situations where you don't have the height to do so.
Or the dash move, because every Blaster Master Zero has a dash move, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Well, dash moves are generally just good in a Metroidvania because you want to get them
do they let you, like, keep moving while at a diagonal angle?
Yeah,
they've always let
all
you do
the
that.
Zeros did that.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Technically, even the original Blaster Master let you move diagonally, you just couldn't shoot diagonally.
Oh. That's weird.
The original Blaster Master, I
NES game.
believe, is free on the NES thingy on Switch. Yep. Yeah.
On
it
the
actually
NES
it holds up surprisingly well. The main problems I had with it were mostly just kind of, it was a complex enough game that playing it without the manual was a little bit weird, you know? And then, like, you know, just kind of inventory and weapon management kind of stuff that's a little bit awkward on a controller with only 2 buttons, you know, so you had to kind of pause the game a lot. But
For what it was, it did a lot.
Yeah, for the time especially, I can really understand why this game left such an impression on people. Because, you know, there's a lot of... I grew up a lot later than the NES days. Like, I grew up on N64 and Game Boy Color kind of stuff. So I look at games like, say, the original Kid Icarus, and I'm like, what made this game so special? But, like, when I look at Blaster Master, I get it. You know, I understand why this game was so impressive for the time.
Yeah, Blaster Master is one of those games where it's like, this had a ton of great ideas and a lot of revolutionary ideas. It's a shame that it came out in the mid-'80s when no one had any game design sense yet.
You know what's great? That whenever you're in this fucking overhead view, Jason just forgets how to jump.
Not that it would ever... Oh, well, I guess there are, like,
He's
little...
got a point,
platforms.
actually.
It's even...
Oh, there you are. See, we found her. That was easy. Oh, no.
Not quite.
Oh, damn it.
The weird thing is with the skin tone, it makes me think of a Cave Story character.
Oh, it does look like the girl from Cave
looks like
Story.
a Mimiga.
It looks like a lot like the... What was the one that you could play as?
the lair of
Quote.
Evil Eve.
Do you mean Quote? Or do you
No,
mean Curly?
the other one, the girl one.
Curly brace.
Curly brace, that's it.
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
one.
It looks a lot like that. Okay, the way that she's like running around with her hands forward is like kind of bad touch vibes getting from her.
I mean, kind of. Well, you get damaged if she touches you. So yes, it is in fact a bad touch.
I guess it is a bad touch, but like you don't normally have enemies walking towards you like they're, I don't know, like
Yeah, normally you
fangirls
just
at a K-pop convention or whatever.
normally you just happen to make contact with an enemy, and it turns out they're made of antimatter as far as the game is concerned.
It's all of Jason's groupies, obviously.
Oh yeah. Oh, and they drop into little like fishy things.
Rushing attacker.
Okay.
This is basically the close range counter.
Yeah, exactly. And they, like I said, they're all active at once. So from here on out, you can just press X if you get hit, and you'll just do damage.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Here we go.
So now you're made of antimatter.
And now he's just in the tank.
What in the
I know narratively it'd be like Jason opening the tank and seeing him there, but since this is the only image we get, I imagine Jason getting into the tank, sitting down, and Liam just goes, ahem.
No, he kicks the seat because you can see the impact on the back of the chair there.
Yeah.
Where's
No,
the Doritos?
The second I saw Leibniz in the tank, I laughed and I was like, I can't believe he's the Eve for this game.
He's
You know,
I laughed
I
so
don't talk
hard.
To him, I don't talk to him often, but he's a snarky asshole every time you
You
talk
know,
to him.
it's-
He's great. He's so good.
It's a funny gag, but I kind of just want Eve back. I was
Well,
Good, now
it
you have motivation to go get her.
Yeah, there is a middle ground, because normally Eve explains all your weapons. Leibniz starts messing with the computer there. You notice how it has like a YouTube play button and the word Eve written under it? There's a bunch of recordings from Eve that explain all your guns. So you do still get Eve in your tank, it's just you also have Leibniz kicking you in the chair the entire time.
He's a petulant 7-year-old on the plane ride, yes.
Yeah, I'm imagining Eve's YouTube channel, you know, like some sort of ASMR weapon.
Well, no, she's like those help videos where it's like, how do you build, a birdhouse or something like that, and it's just her with like tank upgrades.
Today we are going to be building an antimatter
views are
gun.
the only views are from Jason.
We will need 7 pounds of nitroglycerin.
Okay.
I-
So, like,
Yeah, so to explain what actually happened, Leibniz actually was trying to steal Sophia. So he actually installed his special ability, the homing laser, and then Jason showed up.
Yeah.
So she actually can talk to you, kind of.
Sort of.
It's just, I was kind of like just getting attached to this character, and now you've gone and taken her away.
Well, you do get 2 whole games to get attached to her, and she has a lot of dialogue. In
It
both
took
1
2
and
whole
2.
games for me to get attached to her in the first place. I kind of wanted to spend a little more time with her now that I am attached. Yeah, well, now I'm just not optimistic at all about this experience. Thank you, NT Creates.
Does Leibniz, did like his tank get blown up or something
Yes.
like that?
We saw it earlier. He was the one darting around.
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
he
but
fought
it just
Kang.
kind of looked like they were fighting. I didn't really.
No, he got
It-
shot down. He got shot down.
Yeah, it gets captured, and they also take it apart, just like Jason's.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he's here riding an art tank, because he has no other options.
Didn't he have
Well,
like
that-
an attachment to that tank because like his AI partner died or something?
Here's my question.
Yeah, they kind of gloss over that every now and then, but
So-
it gets brought up.
Here's my question. What fucking self-respecting military organization captures an advanced vehicle and then immediately takes it apart?
Well,
they
they
wanna
take
see
it
how it
apart
works.
to learn how to make the tech.
That's
I
not
mean, to be
how
fair,
that
they
works.
invented these tanks. So
It's how it works in
it's
video
not
games
that
and movies.
special.
That's not how that
You know?
works. You keep it in one piece and you examine it for a while.
It'd be like if you went to the frickin' like Ford dealership with just the Batmobile, and they'd be like, "Okay, well, we invented cars. This car's neat. Let's take it apart and take all
They
this
wouldn't.
stuff."
They
you know?
wouldn't take it apart. They wouldn't have to take it apart. They might,
But you-
take a picture of a part of it and then take one of the parts out and examine the part. But they would put it back the fuck in.
I think you're missing a part though. This group literally made all these metal attackers. They made Garuda. They made Sophia the Third. So basically, they're taking off the the illegal parts to be like, how the fuck is this working with our tech?
Well,
yeah,
but,
that
like,
does make a good amount of sense. It's like
They wouldn't
you
do
finally
it-
got
Or did-
your
or did
car
Jason-
back, and it's just like, what the
They
hell
wouldn't-
kind of fuzzy dice did they install in this? Okay,
They
that's getting ripped
they
out.
wouldn't
Yeah.
do it immediately. Is the point? They would take some time to
It's a video game.
figure out like how it works before risking taking it.
Hit
apart.
My
I mean,
Ride has
to-
ruined our opinions of tanks and cars.
Look, the way this military organization behaves, it's like they're all their decision makers are 5-year-olds on sugar highs. So
Listen, somebody put fuzzy dice into my tank. I'm taking that fuzzy dice out immediately.
oh, fuzzy dice is a little different from a homing laser.
But the fuzzy dice are what are powering all the missile launchers.
Ah. Okay. But
Yeah, the
It
homing
kind of looks
laser,
like
I-
you could have just stayed exactly where you started. and
I
not
could
take
have,
damage.
yes, but
my point
well,
is
at least on that rotation.
My
but-
point is, this entire story is driven by people who should be good at making good decisions, making very terrible decisions.
Oh, it's
Welcome to a
almost
video
like they're a
game.
military organization.
I mean,
in
why
a
do you
video
think? Why do
game.
you? I would say, why do you think Kane Gardner's leaving it to Jason to solve everything?
Yeah.
So, when they talk about how the aliens have invaded Sophia, is that like new or
No, that's related to Metafight.
okay?
Yeah, so what happened was in the original meta fight, basically what happened to Blaster Master happened. They showed up, war happened, Kane and Jennifer ended up finishing it with Sophia the Third. But then they had peace for a while. So during that peace, they made all the other metal attackers, which went to other planets, and that's what led to Blaster Master Zero. And in the time between Metafight and now, there have been no mutants on Sophia. But since both of them showed up, Jason and Eve,
Suddenly
and
mutants
since
are
Eve
here
has been
again.
kidnapped, the mutants started showing up.
Okay, so that's, I mean, okay, now that you explain it that way, it absolutely makes sense that they would put Jason in jail.
They put Jason
like-
in jail before it happened, though.
That is also true.
Okay.
So it's like
But
Okay,
it
so-
certainly
okay,
would
here-
justify
here's-
their decision to put him in jail.
Well, here's more so what happened. So Jason and Sophia arrive on, and they get, mutant readings from Eve because, again, infected by mutant cells and all that. So they're like, okay, why is this guy in a metal attacker walking around with a mutant? So they lock him up, and as soon as Eve gets locked up, suddenly mutants appear and start attacking, and they're not sure if Eve was abducted, if she went with them, or what.
Eve is missing now. That's
Yeah.
what Kane tells you after you fight him.
Ugh.
Okay, so the government doesn't even have her either. All right.
Yeah,
No.
no one knows who has Eve currently.
Okay.
You could have just asked what was up and listened to his story like actual military organizations.
Well, here's the
would.
thing: that whole base is under attack. Notice how when the game starts, you jump through a wrecked wall. Jason didn't do that.
Yeah,
that was already
Very
there.
convenient
I
they
know.
left his tank right
but
outside the cell,
if they've heard these two out before everything had started, they might have had a perfectly serviceable,
You
guy
are assuming bureaucracy
high-tech
did not
tank.
get in here at all.
if you show up to Area 41 with a tank, they're gonna throw you in jail before asking questions. I think is
41?
the thing.
Isn't didn't we weren't we connected to this organization in the first place though?
Not
mean-
legally.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Like-
Eve literally goes to Earth to find someone to pilot the tank, gets amnesia, and Jason stumbles onto the tank because of Fred.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we were picked in the sense of Luke Skywalker just happens to go on an adventure and finds out he's super important.
Yeah.
Yeah, chosen
Yeah.
one BS.
Last of
all
your
that- all that
species,
jazz.
and also the robot who landed next to you that one time is
Oh,
destined
yeah, isn't
to be the
Earth
keeper
attacked
of the
by
magic
aliens
time
at the
clock.
moment? Wasn't that like a stinger at the end of Zero
No,
Two?
Leibniz saved Earth.
Oh, that
Yeah.
just happened off screen? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really bummed out because I was hoping that meant they were going to add Leibniz as DLC to 01. No, they never did anything with it. This game literally
No.
starts when Leibniz gets in the tank. He literally says "Yeah, so I saved your planet."
You better be grateful, asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, they're doing it for spin-off equity, of course.
Well, no, if they were going to do a spin-off with that, they would have made it between 2 and 3.
I mean, they could have
Yeah.
done
Which
that. I would
I'm kind
imagine.
of But I'm kind of surprised they didn't do.
I mean,
I-
they could still do it whenever they want to, I guess, you know? Like,
Well,
I mean,
the thing is, they need to get the
ending's
license from
spoiled, but-
Sunsoft. Sunsoft needs to okay them doing that.
Yeah. I also assume that making a 0-3 would probably take less time, because they would have to design, like, how Leibniz would play and whatnot.
Yeah,
And
I
that
think
would-
that's actually why 2 didn't get much DLCs, because they had planned on making 3.
Probably.
That makes a good amount of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just one of those weird things they kind of just glossed over.
I wish they had done it, honestly. I like Leibniz enough to play a game as him.
I could see him being playable in, spoiler alert, regarding... I won't spoil the ending just yet, but basically regarding things that happen in this game, he could totally still be playable in whenever they decided further along the game series, if they decide to.
They'll probably do what they did with Gunvolt and do some spin-off, because Gunvolt went 1, 2, Luminous Avenger, and
then
now
3.
3's coming out. Yeah.
Oh, they're making a Gunvolt 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it? I think it might come out this year, or is it 22? I forget.
I think it got delayed, but I can't remember.
Okay, because I've only played Gunvolt 1. I wasn't a
Yeah.
huge fan of it. Is 2
One is
better?
considered the weakest of all of them.
Okay,
so.
that makes a good amount of sense.
But
Because
I
it
think
is
that's
the
also
first
kind of an Inti Creates thing, is like 1 sets the stage, but is considered one of the weaker ones, and then the sequel is usually like vastly better.
Okay.
And then whenever they get to a third one, it's usually kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, see, Gunvolt is, all of them are kind of weird, though, because they're all like,
Yeah.
all right, let's see where we could take the story this time.
What the gack?
I love their shitty slang in that game, yes.
Do they still say what the gack in the later ones?
I think not as often, but yes.
Something like that. I forget if that was a mistranslation thing or they just wanted to have fun with it.
It sounds like the kind
Probably.
of thing that localizers would put in just because it
Oh,
sounds
isn't that
funny.
the tank that, one of the tanks that the...
Yeah, the mutants are replicating our friends as tanks.
Okay.
No, that's not the mutants. That's actually the government.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever
So-
see, like, enemies fighting each other because they're government and mutants?
No, actually.
Yeah,
that-
that was a disappointment. I'm surprised they didn't do that.
Because that's, something some games do. I can't think of one off the top
It's
of my head,
like-
but it is definitely something.
It's always a bit like disappointing when a game's concept has that sort of setup. Like The Last of Us took until the second goddamn game to set up a situation where the humans and the fucking fungus zombies would fight each other effectively. They tried it in the DLC to the first game, but it's like, yeah, this clearly wasn't intended to be a thing that happened within this programming. But
Oh, you mean where they have hostile humans and also...
where they have hostile humans and also the fungus zombies in the same space. The only time that happens in the first game is in Left Behind, I think it's called. And it's implemented very poorly there. They didn't get it right until Last of Us 2. Boy, did they get it right
I
in
guess
Last of Us
there's
2,
like
though.
stuff like Fire Emblem and Dynasty Warriors where they sometimes have three-way fights, but most of the time, like one of the sides is laughably powerless, and it just eventually is just a speed bump to the other side.
Yeah.
I think there might be Three Houses might do more with that. I haven't played that one.
It's
but
only
consider-
it's only ever really done it in a specific few battles, and in those battles, it's very clear that you're the powerhouse, and the other two sides, you're generally like either one of them is just kind of there, or you're more or less taking them down separately. There's not much clashing involved between the other two sides.
Time to check out the Verve system, where you can get bunches of anime and Rooster Teeth in one convenient online package.
Is that still a thing? Oh,
Yes, it is
ooh,
still a
okay, yeah, they're showing off.
Yeah.
They're absolutely showing off.
What?
Oh, you haven't even seen the half of it yet.
What the
jeez.
deuce is this seizure nightmare?
It's an alternate
Welcome
dimension.
to the alternate dimension.
Which is we turn blue.
Oh god, yeah, okay.
Which is it's floating in space and also
Oh, okay,
like
that's a cool detail where once you get the thing finished, like it stops being weirdly extra dimensional.
eh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, it's not as glitchy looking. It's not as hard on the eyes now.
I
It's
don't know.
still really bright.
This
but
is
it's not glitching anymore.
This is
It's
just
garish, but it's not going to give you a seizure.
I don't know. I'm not super on board with Super Mario Galaxy 2D here.
You mean you don't like the fact that we basically look like an angel sprite now because of the acceleration boost on our back?
The character sprite is actually really cool. What I'm not a fan of is the look of this, like, environment. It just kind of feels like it's trying to look cool for the sake of cool and doesn't really, like...
Oh, yeah, that's anime. That's anime 101.
No, but, like...
I think that's anime, that's alternate dimensions, you know, that's a lot of mechanics
It's
here.
just like...
So do they do Link to the Pasty type stuff with... Oh, the part's over.
No,
No?
the answer is
more
no,
time.
not really.
Okay.
The part is over. No more.